Well, welcome back, everybody, to Guber Talks. My name is Justin.
I'm Gavin.
I'm Bundy.
Hey, he's
Bundy's back.
He's back.
I'm back.
He said he wasn't going to be,
got
but he is.
1 week left on my contract. We'll see if we can
Then we
get
gotta sign
our
you.
agents together.
Yeah.
Sign some paperwork. We'll see what happens at that point.
What happens if we don't reach an agreement? We're going to trade you?
I'll explore other options.
Okay.
See who else
Tony
is
O'Brien.
open.
Yeah. Or what's his name? Le'Veon Bell. Just make less money, even though he could have been paid more if he wasn't a little wuss.
Can you make less money than what we're paying you?
No.
I gave you $3 today.
Yeah. $3.
You made interest off that because of the change.
Pocket.
Yep. Well, welcome back. This week we're going to talk about beggars. Bundy.
Well, specifically, we had we were all hanging out last night. We stopped over at the casino. We were there for a couple hours.
I lost $8, and I
You only had $8?
only played $8.
Oh fuck.
Maybe
well,
10.
That's not too bad for a casino.
No,
Yeah, I mean,
that's why. Well, last time we played, I put I'm gonna bet $60 or put $60 down. Within 3 turns, I lost all of it.
Well,
we were playing blackjack.
I thought one time you were there and you started with like a decent amount of money and you were up, but then you pissed it all away.
That was the first time. So
Yeah.
when we went with Paulo, because Paulo apparently never went gambling before then, I was like, all I have to do is put $5 in here. So I put $5 and it was a slot. And I turned it into $60 and I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And then I lost 20. Oh my God. I lost
Good Lord. Somebody get shot.
But then I ended up losing $20 overall, or $40, something like that. But ever since then, no, because I think we went to blackjack and the minimum was $10.
Yeah.
And that's where there was no $5 minimum
open.
table open.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we usually do the 5-min, but someday I want to go in and plan ahead for it, go in with $150 and play a $10 table because it's the same game.
Yeah.
You're just betting a lot more money.
Yeah. We stayed alive for ever.
Yeah, well,
we actually left. We didn't run out of money. We left.
Yeah, we did a few. Or I don't know. We probably sat at the same table for a half hour.
Yeah, 4 shoes.
Yeah.
Of blackjack.
And it was 11:30 and
they just couldn't kill us.
Yeah,
shoes.
They had to reach.
Yeah. That's the thing that holds the cards.
The decks.
Oh.
The cards, yeah. It was actually kind of funny because you ran out at one point and I had
you
maybe
threw me a 5.
Yeah.
And I was back in this bitch.
I had $20 left or whatever, so I gave him a $5 chip. He sat back down and ended up winning 25 off it or something like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we stayed.
Did you give him $5 back?
No, I did not.
No,
But
I think you spotted him earlier when I was there.
Yeah. There was
a lot of money going around.
Yeah.
It was very confusing.
He was throwing money.
Just for people listening, I was there. I don't participate that much in gambling. I just love watching people.
It's definitely a spectator sport for Justin.
Yes, I love watching people lose money and then gain it because then I get the high off them.
Yeah.
I love throwing money down the drain at a casino.
It's fun. I mean, we were there for 3 hours. So.
Yeah. So, and I explained to you
Some
guys.
money's worth.
Yeah, I explained to you guys yesterday. But whenever I go to a casino, I see it as more of an entertainment thing rather than trying to make money.
Yeah.
It's if I set an amount $50 or $100 or something, I'm if I lose all of this, I'm not going to be I'll be upset that I lost that money, but I'm expecting to lose it. If I gain anything back from it, that's just a bonus.
Yeah. We didn't see it until after you had left, but the drink special, because they have monthly drink specials, it was either Angry Orchard or Reds or something.
It was Angry
for $3.
Oh wow,
that's really good.
Yeah,
going somewhere,
a casino.
Yeah.
Especially because I feel like their drinks are pretty expensive. What were you gonna say?
It's probably last winter. They had that fucking hot chocolate and peppermint schnapps. Ooh, that was fire.
I do remember that.
Were you there?
Yeah.
Well, the last time we went, we were with work buddies. It was after our Christmas party that we went another time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because we went with Jacob.
Oh yeah.
Jacob, and then I remember they didn't have the right alcohol apparently for it.
Oh.
So they made us something really shitty. There was a makeup for it, but it was just not good at all. So, anywho.
Yeah,
casino.
so you had left for the evening.
Yep.
You had other plans, but me and Gavin stuck around, and then we were like, okay, well, we got our money's worth. It's time to head home because it was getting late. So Gavin was like, oh, we're hungry, so we went to Steak and Shake on Elmore. Ate Steak and Shake.
What's your thoughts on Steak and Shake? Let's give a brief review of Steak and Shake.
Steak and Shake is...
For me, it's one of those things where I only eat because it's open at midnight or something like that, and it's cheap. Yeah, but it's not if I wanted a good dinner or something, it wouldn't be.
No. You're getting yourself into when you go there.
But it's $5-6 for a meal.
Yeah,
Like
it's
it's super cheap, and
I mean, what for like McDonald's quality for the same price? I think it's way better than McDonald's.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I like the fries better.
And it's cheaper, honestly, for a whole meal. You get $4.
And you used to work there for a period of time.
For 5 years.
Oh yeah, it was your dream job. Right?
It was my dream job. I loved every second. No,
I love you. Steak and Shake.
Here comes a steak and shake.
But yeah, for a period of time there, like earlier in the year, they were like on the brink of like, hey, this all might be going away. We're going bankrupt.
What happened with Kimberly? It shut down, but I heard, didn't you say that they're possibly going to like redo it or something like that?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think they're just looking for like somebody else to like franchise that location.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think they have a sign on it. It's maybe like $15,000 or $20,000 to like maintain that. Yeah, to like get that franchising fee.
Which is fascinating because they're just opening another one in Des Moines.
Oh, are they?
Which makes Des Moines more tempting to go. And they're getting Dave & Buster's up there.
I do like Dave & Buster's, but that's expensive. It is very expensive. No Steak and Shake.
No, it's not.
You say it was $15,000 to open a Steak and Shake franchise? Or what was that?
I think they have a sign
on
the building. Yeah,
they have a sign? Yeah.
I think it's around that much.
That's super cheap for a franchise.
Yeah,
like a McDonald's is like over $1 million.
What? $1 million from McDonald's?
For a McDonald's franchise, yeah, like estimates. Like if you average all the countries like franchise, like maybe around here it's cheaper, but like the average.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, but yeah, that does sound pretty cheap. I think there was a list that was going around a while ago. I think Jimmy John's was like one of the cheapest ones that you could open.
I can see that they're everywhere now
because it's just cold, gross sandwiches.
I had Jimmy John's last night before I went to the casino.
I'm so sorry.
It's good for like quick because they also have at least the one near me has a drive-through.
Yeah, we don't.
And it's like no other sandwich place has a drive-through.
Yeah, I was like, it was
there's
before
some Subways that do.
Oh really?
Yeah, the new one in Moline, they have one.
There's the Subway that's out on Northwest Boulevard. Like if you go like past where you used to live, like almost to the highway, the Subway out there, it has a drive-through.
Oh.
Yeah.
I wonder how long that takes. I don't wonder how it works. Like, do you just sit there and just tell them your order, or
the one in Moline sucks really bad. Me and Gloria went one day, and it was like
Subway.
Yeah, the Subway in the drive-through one on the Avenue, and it's just a touch screen, so you just hit what you want, and it takes in the drive-through.
Yeah, that would be.
I usually go in.
Yeah.
For lunch, for work, because I don't want to go anywhere else, and I'd rather just want Subway. Because I don't know, like there's so many like chain restaurants over by where we work.
It's a lot,
and I feel like shit every time after I eat something. So I'm trying to like avoid that. That's like Panda every once in a while.
I go to Hy-Vee sometimes because I mean for about the same price, you can at least get something that's not like so bad for you.
Yeah. And they have salad bars once in a while.
Yeah, salad bars really good.
You ever go to a Subway where they like weigh out all the ingredients they give you?
Some.
It's annoying. Some. It's like I want the chicken on a foot long. So they're like, okay, so they're like put the chicken on the thing, they put it on the scale, and then they like take a little bit out. I'm like, come on.
I've never seen them scale it, but sometimes they have it like pre-portioned out in like the little paper
I see that all the time. Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with that because that just makes it quicker.
Yeah.
Then they just flip that over.
Why do they care? They make so much money off of that anyway.
I mean, depending on how the business is doing. I mean, there's so many Subways.
Yeah.
It's one of the more successful.
Now it is.
Yeah, I'm fairly sure like there are more Subways than McDonald's now worldwide.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Anywho, Steak and Shake, it's great. I love it. I haven't been in a hot minute. I usually go when I'm drunk.
Yeah, it's really good.
Anywho, so back to Steak and Shake.
Yeah, we were finished our Steak and Shake, head out to the car, and this gentleman is probably like 60 feet away from us. Like, hey, guys, and I'm like, I just want to get in my fucking car and go home. But Gavin, he stops.
Well,
good Samaritan Gavin.
No, like I knew
to hear this gentleman out.
I knew what was going on, but it was like at the point where I wasn't close enough to my car to act like I ignored him.
Yeah,
and I didn't want to be that guy that like look because I had already looked at him because when I hear yelling or something, it's like you just instinctively turn and look.
I just got in my car and just drove the fuck off.
But I was like behind my car, wasn't at my like door or anything like that. So it's like I looked, I'm like. And the thought crossed my mind where I'm like, I could just get in right now. But I'm like, but he's like speed walking over here. I'm like, I don't know. So I just stood there.
So he walks over to us. He's like, hey guys, my car is over. And he like points back to this, 4-door, like Subaru.
Yeah, like way in the dark in the middle of nowhere.
And he's like, hey, yeah, I live in Fulton. You know, I'm in town for work. I work at Flying J.
You should have been like, that's not a city.
I was like, why would you work so far away?
Yeah.
Anyway, but it's like, yeah, I'm trying to get a hold of my girlfriend. I'm like kind of stranded out here. You know,
like I don't have my debit card.
Yeah, I'm just looking for like $15-$20 so I can, you know, get to work. And, you know, if you want to keep my ID, you know,
that's a weird thing.
I'll pay you back.
He's like, I'll pay you back tomorrow when I get home and all that.
Yeah, when I get off work. And I was like,
gotta tell you where I live first of all.
Yeah, it's like,
you want my social too, sir?
Like, yeah, I mean, sorry, we don't have any cash. Although we did definitely have cash because we were just at the casino.
That's what Gavin would say.
So we get on our cars and we part ways, and I go up to the Elmore Walmart and grab some bacon for breakfast this morning, and I come back out. And lo and behold, the same gentleman is out there, and he flags me down, because I don't have the best eyesight at night, and I was like, "Is that same fucking guy?" And I've got on this like bright like orange noticeable T-shirt last night, and he's like, "Hey man, were you down in the East Village?" And I was like, "No."
Right into
like,
me.
Yeah. He's like, "Oh really? I swear I saw a shirt just like that." And I was like, "No," and he doesn't recognize me.
Oh, really?
He's probably talked to multiple people that it's just all blurred.
But it was 15 minutes ago
that
he talked to me and was like, "Yeah, man, you know, my bike was getting worked on." He gestures over his motorcycle. He's like, "Yeah, man, it's got a fuel leak. I'm really just, you know, trying to get home. I don't want to take it on the highway." He's like, "Do you have any cash you can spare?" And I was like, "No, dude."
You should have just called him that. You should have been like, I thought you lived in Fulton, man.
Yeah, I was like, "Aren't you got to get to work, the Flying J?" I was like, so, point of the story. Have you guys ever given money to like
a
not necessarily a homeless person or somebody like that? Because, I mean, initially you kind of feel bad. At least a little part of you.
Because you don't know for certain if it's true or not.
Yeah. Or if he's fucking you like that guy.
Yeah, exactly.
He can fuck off.
Yeah.
He must have been fast, though. Because I wasn't at Walmart.
If he walked, well, assuming he walked and didn't drive.
Yeah.
But he probably drove.
I have two stories. So one's a quick one. So the same thing happened to me at Walmart.
Mm-hmm. In Davenport?
Yes, in Elmore. And we were just going in the car. I was starting the car, and as I was starting it, a gentleman walks up to the door. Mm-hmm. So the second he walks up to the door, I roll down the window just a little bit so I can talk to him.
Right.
And of course, my dumbass hits the lock button right when he gets up to the car because I don't know what he's gonna do. You know, like that's just my like I'd rather be an asshole. Yeah, I don't. You never know nowadays. Like I don't trust anybody, and so. He was like, my car's like broken and stuff, and like I need to go, like my kids are in the truck or whatever. Which I looked over and I saw the truck that he was pointing at.
My kids are locked in my trunk.
He pointed over there. I'm like, there's no one in the truck. So I was like, okay, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
And so he's like, yeah, if you can spare some cash. I'm like, unfortunately I don't have it. And he's like, are you sure? And I'm like, what? Yeah. Do you want me to pull the wallet and show you? I don't carry cash on me ever.
Yeah, not a lot of people do.
So if a robber is listening to this, just know that. You can only
just
take my debit
shoot
card.
him.
If you just
murder,
just stab him in the face, and you're good to go.
My last dollars I just gave to Bundy for McDonald's.
Yes.
This episode is sponsored by McDonald's. Anywho, so that happened, and so I was like, okay, we'll see you later. I don't know what to say. So I left, and as I was leaving, I was talking, and I was like, I just feel like it's such an asshole because like, what if he actually did need money? Yeah. And like the shitty person of me, or like the realistic person's like, he probably didn't fucking need it, and he doesn't need anything, so it's whatever. So it was like a couple days later. Same guy was walking around talking to these people in their cars and whatnot, and then when they said no, he would go to another car and do the exact same thing. I've seen him now about 4 times. Same guy every time. Whenever I see him, I fucking book it to my car and leave because I'm not talking to him.
I know for a while there was a tall black gentleman who would show up every night at the mall.
Huh.
And he was like, hey man, I'm like I'm a veteran, can you help me out? And he was out there like it was his job. He was there like every day of the week. It was like
8 to 5.
Yeah, and,
no benefits though.
Yeah, it was like he would say that, yeah, I'm out of gas and like I'm stranded here. It's like, no you're not, you're here every day.
If you were stranded, you wouldn't be here every time. Yeah, that's what the kind of the same spiel he was going with, that he's like, oh, I'm like stuck here or whatever. If I'm like, why are you stuck here every day then?
Yeah.
So I've ever since that, well, before then, I was in California, and I remember I would always walk by this homeless gentleman because I had unlike everyone else that worked at Disney in California, I didn't have a car because I wasn't taking it from Iowa to California. That's crazy. So I had to take the bus system, which they paid for. So I didn't have to pay for that, but I would have to walk maybe 4 or 5 blocks down from our apartment and get on a bus and then go take a city bus to Disney. And I would always pass this homeless gentleman. I think the air just turned off. I would always pass him, and he was always like, "How you doing? God bless," whatever spiel. And then one day, I actually had cash, so I gave him $5 because he's asking. He's like, "Oh, you got any spare change or anything?" I'm like, "I have $5. If that's okay." He's like, "That's all." And I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
So I'm like, "Here you go." So ever since that moment too, I've just been like, "No, fuck you."
Yeah.
$5 is $5. Honestly, if you're making that within 5 seconds, then that's not bad by any means. Granted, he probably made. He could make more than that, from other people walking by, but I don't know. I don't talk to him like, "Hey, how much money do you make doing nothing?"
Yeah.
But ever since then, and I don't know, I've just never had good interactions with people for asking for money and services and whatnot. I always feel like shit because deep down, I feel like I need to be a good person, but at the same time, it's like I don't trust anything or anyone nowadays.
Yeah. Well, I mean, then the thing with me is I don't give money. The only people I've ever given money to are performers. If they're playing guitar or something like that, I'll drop a couple bucks in if they're good.
Yeah.
If they suck,
if they're not, I'm not gonna reward them. No, but there are, centers and stuff for homeless people. So if you were legitimately homeless or out of a job or something like
There's
that,
soup kitchens, and I'm not saying every person's different when it comes to how they handle those situations. So I won't make a blanket statement about that by any means, but I feel like there are options to support you.
And if you actually are homeless, you don't physically have a home or anything like that, and you're out, ask for money, that's one thing. But if you're one of those people that are out there every single day, it's if you are actually in need of help, it's just go to one of these help centers or something instead of trying to get everyone to hand over their money.
Yeah, and I don't know the logistics about those centers either. I don't know if they have certain requirements for people to come in. I know nothing, pretty much nothing on that, but I just know there are options for people for certain situations. You know what I mean?
A lot of businesses too. If you would have walked into that Steak and Shake and just asked for food, they probably would have given them a burger,
something.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, and I've seen those posts where there's oh, this homeless man came in and he just sat down and didn't eat anything and then left, and then apparently they put a note on the door that said, "Hey, we saw you. If you want to come in, we'll get you a free meal," or something like that.
Yeah.
I had a teacher in junior high, I think it was, I don't remember. He was telling us one time that over that weekend he had a similar situation where he was outside of a Subway or McDonald's or something like that, and someone was out there asking for money, and he's like, "Oh, I just want $10 to get a sandwich or $5 or whatever it was." So my teacher said to him, he's like, "Well, I'm not going to give you cash, but I can go in there, get you food, and bring it back out." And the dude was like, "No, that's okay."
Yeah.
So it's okay, obviously you're not hungry, you want it for something whatever else.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Granted, they can do whatever the hell they want with it, But if you're gonna say you want something, I need food, and then when you're okay, well, in that situation, I'll go do it for you. And they're "Oh, I don't want it." Then be upfront about it.
Yeah.
Just don't say you need it for food. Just say "Hey, it's a rough time. Just would like some cash." You can do whatever the hell you want, but I don't know. To me, being honest that's another thing. Be upfront about stuff if you want something from me. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's just a life lesson. But
I don't think that's a lesson that people who are scamming money from people are gonna
exactly
follow.
That's why I don't even. That's a different subject. But people that actually need money, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that, Bundy?
Interesting stuff.
Yeah.
I see a lot of pictures where people are getting smart or just coming clean about their help signs. Hey, I need to buy booze, please give me money.
I wonder how that works. I wonder if people are you know what,
I appreciate
go for
the
it.
honesty. Yeah.
Here's $1 for beer.
I don't know. That's just me though.
Yeah, I mean, the person in me, whoever is in me,
who's controlling you, Bundy?
Yeah. I always just assume that they're gonna just blow my money. It's this is my money, I want it now.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. The older I get, the more I'm fuck everybody. Again, I feel like I am.
A bitch.
I'm growing more cynical the older I get. Like, I'm not saying everybody in the world's awful by any means, even though there's a lot of shitty people out there. But like, I don't know. I need to look out for myself.
Yeah, true. And yeah, I mean, if I gave money to everyone that as like, especially in like Iowa City or like places where I walked everywhere, so I would always come across people like that. It's like if I gave money to everyone, it's like I would then be needing more money because like I don't have the money to spare going around.
Yeah,
I feel like it's gotten worse in the Quad Cities.
Yeah,
like when we went to school in Iowa City, it was like, oh wow, there's a lot of homeless people here. But now that I'm back here, there's like even more. It feels like
it's a bigger city, a lot denser.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to disagree with that. Granted, when I lived in California.
Oh, that's
that's what I mean. Like,
yeah,
that was like a culture shock to me personally when I went there. So I'm like, there's so many homeless people. Like, there's just every corner. There's like a village of just homeless people, which is cool because I guess they have like not cool, but like it's
wow,
like take a picture, honey.
I'm just saying it's more like a community. Like, at least they're not like alone. I try to think like. In that situation, I'm like, I guess it's better that there's like a group of them together than to be separate. I don't know. I don't know the perspective on
maybe in a way.
School of fish.
So, but yeah, coming back here, I'm like, there's not a ton because everywhere I would go, like, there's always somebody begging for something. They're like, hey, give me that food, like, and they're like rude homeless people. That's the worst part. They're pretentious homeless people, like different class. Like
they're entitled.
They're entitled to be homeless. Like, why don't you give me your In-N-Out burger? It's like, fuck off. Because I remember when I was with Talia, like, one of the homeless guys touched her like on the shoulder, and I was like, don't do that, please. Yeah. But it's interesting. Homeless people. Yeah.
Were there a lot of homeless people in New York?
There are. I don't remember like noticing it when we were there.
Oh, there's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if they were homeless or like the people who roll out their fake Gucci bags and Louis Vuitton bags. They just sit on the sidewalk until it's time to sell.
Yeah.
Well, thinking about that in general, is there any places you guys want to go visit, like, primarily? Because I know you've both been to New York. We haven't been to the West Coast.
To visit the homeless population? Or
no, just in general visit. Kind of going from that point, because like I want to go to New York really badly.
That's fun.
Huh?
It's fun.
Yeah. When I talked to Paulo's cousin, she said she hated New York.
Oh.
Which is fascinating. I guess it could be either way for anybody.
Yeah, it's like, because New York is a very busy and bustling, condensed city. Mm-hmm. Like, if you're talking about New York City.
Yeah.
So if
Buffalo, New York.
Yeah. If you don't like that lifestyle, if you don't like the craziness, you're not gonna like it there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you like, the mass amount of people like just running around doing their own thing, then big cities, tall buildings type of stuff, then you'll like it. Because LA's busy and all that, but it's a lot more spread out and open compared to New York.
Yeah, that's what I kind of figured. But I haven't been to New York, but I can only imagine that's probably more condensed than LA, because LA is very spread out.
If you've ever wanted to go to a Disney store at 2 a.m, Times Square,
really?
That's where you're at. Yeah,
that's interesting. I just want to go. I should have gone with you guys, or I could still go.
Yeah,
but I'm not third wheeling you.
Well, it's whatever.
Go with us, Gavin. Let's go to New York.
Right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there anywhere like I'm guessing you want to go to California at some point.
Yeah, I'd probably check it out. I don't know where I'd go, because California, like, there's probably like 5 different places in the state that I want to check out.
And they're all spread out.
Yeah.
I want to go to San Francisco.
Like, I'd want to go to Hollywood and Los Angeles.
You gotta go to at least.
You have to go, but it's
San Diego.
I want to go to San Diego.
I've been to San Diego.
Yeah.
Where else? What's another? Maybe like Southern California, I guess. Maybe like the beach.
The beaches are nice. Yeah, pretty cool. I've been to Texas. Well, we've been to Texas.
I think all of us have been to Texas.
Yeah. It's okay.
I liked it.
Yeah,
I didn't
it's
really.
It's enormous. I mean, we only went to San Antonio.
Yeah.
And Dallas for a minute.
Oh, we stopped. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're there to.
We went to that.
The whole
where
JFK
got shot.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah. Grassy
That's such a weird attraction.
It really is when you think about it.
Why would they put tape? They have tape on the road.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and get a picture where someone got assassinated.
Yeah,
that's so
right next to his wife.
Yeah, it's odd.
Well, they have I don't remember where, obviously, but they have like the bed that Lincoln died in, like on display. Because like, you know, he got shot and then carried to some house or whatever for medical treatment.
Okay.
Like they have that bed just on display in that house. It's like, okay, sure.
Where did MLK? I think he got shot on like a balcony in Tennessee or like
I don't remember.
Alabama.
I don't remember the details. Yeah.
Yeah. No. I wonder if that's also a tape mark on the floor somewhere. That's very strange.
You never know. I feel like we try to remember certain things very oddly.
Yeah.
Like especially with the JFK shooting.
Well, I think one of the things with that and probably MLK is that there's like very hard video evidence of it. Yeah. So it's like you can see the exact moment and the exact place it happened. So people want to go there.
The building that like Oswald or whatever.
Lee Harvey, yeah.
Yeah.
Oswald?
Yeah. Well, yeah, Oswald, right?
Yeah, Lee Harvey Oswald.
Wasn't the...
they meant like the cartoon character.
No, yeah.
Oswald the Lucky Red shot JFK.
The building that he like supposedly shot from, wasn't it like a museum? Like, didn't we go up in there and like
it is now,
through the window? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like
it's
weird.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, let's get into the mindset of this guy who shot.
He was
the
arrested,
president.
right? He wasn't killed.
He was killed.
Who shot?
Eventually.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Yeah, there's that.
Like
picture.
No, he wasn't like shot on sight or anything like that.
Okay, but he was.
But it was that picture of the guy who's like. He's like
the
walking.
Face.
Yeah. He's like walking out of like his trial or something, and somebody just comes up to him like in broad daylight and just blasts him like right in the stomach. You've seen the picture.
Oh
yeah. You definitely know if you see it. But yeah, because he got arrested, and I don't. It wasn't long after that. It was, I would guess maybe a week. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Exactly, but
that's so strange that. Because I was thinking of that when we went upstairs in that museum part. I was like, this is odd that we're turning this into a museum.
Yeah.
But hey. It's an attraction, I guess.
Speaking of suspicious murders.
Oh, we're getting.
What's his name?
Epstein.
Oh,
Epstein.
Yeah, there's no way. So.
And politics has
the biggest. Well, I mean, that's
not politics. Somebody got.
Yeah, it's like kind of politics,
he was a shit person. Actually, would you mind explaining? Explain this for people who don't know.
Yeah, so why don't you mansplain this for the audience?
No. So yeah, Epstein. He was a guy that was caught running. Basically a I don't know, sex dungeon, if that's for lack of a better term.
That's awful.
For underage girls.
Yeah.
Who he would host like high profile people like politicians and like, you know, famous people like that.
Was Trump on that list?
Well, see, that's the thing. We don't know yet because he got caught and arrested and he was put in prison for that, and he was not allowed to go on bail because he had so much like power and money that they were certain he was just going to flee the country. And he's like, no, I won't. But so they threw him in jail.
I promise.
They put him, and then this is where it gets weird. They put him on suicide watch. Yeah. When you're on suicide watch in prison, they have like essentially there's a guard watching you 24/7. Right? Yeah. You don't have anything in your cell that you can kill yourself with, and no, you know, like you have specific clothing that you can't wrap into a noose or anything like that. You don't have like, you know, certain bed sheets and things that you can like kill yourself with when no one's looking. And then it turns out he killed himself by hanging himself.
Was it hanging?
I believe so. I think.
Yeah.
He wasn't shot or anything like that. So
I was about to retweet it, the article. I was going to put like thoughts and prayers.
That's a weird thing to put.
Yeah. So that's that. And he was one of the, if not the biggest or most high profile inmate in the country currently. And then like a week or two after he gets sent to prison, he commits suicide.
Suicide.
Exactly, yeah. So people are suspecting that he was either allowed to commit suicide or it wasn't suicide, and he was just as surprised as everyone else when he turned up dead.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm dead.
But yeah, like
that's okay.
People suspected Trump of being on that list, but obviously we have no proof yet because he wasn't allowed to
talk,
or he wasn't able to talk.
It's a little suspicious, right?
Yeah, I would be surprised if he didn't. He'd have to be a real big idiot to not have something in place to protect himself like that.
Yeah, he should have. There's just like a laundry list of just
handwritten
in like crayon.
Because if he were smart enough, he would have told all those people. It's like, if I ever go down for this, it's like I won't talk, but I have to be alive. So it's like one of those things.
It was gonna be like a Scorsese movie where like he died and then like just videos get posted to YouTube.
Well, that's like, I think that's
oh shit.
Yeah,
Jake Gyllenhaal pops up.
Yeah,
real name of it.
Yeah, so the coming weeks will be interesting to see if anything comes out from that.
Yeah.
And if nothing does, then all those people got away with it. And there are some people whose names have been released, like I don't remember who it was a prince in the UK or somewhere over there. It wasn't like one of the the guys that just got married or anything like that. It was someone else. But
spoiler alerts, it's probably nothing's gonna happen if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah. But if like those names came out and like Trump was on it, then he'd be gone in a second.
They're not gonna come out.
You think?
If the president of the United States got caught having sex with underage girls,
at this point, dude, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
know.
But I could.
No.
Like realistically, it should.
I'm saying like if there was like hard evidence, not like someone's like, oh, I saw Trump there, because that's not, you can't like, convict anyone on that.
Even if there's hard evidence, he's like, it's gonna be fake news. I don't. Why do I sound gay? Like a gay Trump? It's fake news. But like, you know what I mean? Like, no matter what, his supporters will not. That's not right. You know. That's apparently my Trump supporter voice as well.
That's probably that's accurate.
But that's what I mean. I don't know. Even like the videos of him like baffling about them, like, what should we do about these Hispanics or whatever.
It wouldn't be my thing is at that point it wouldn't be a matter of like we should start impeachment. It would be FBI arrests him for doing that.
Can they do that technically? Well, he's
isn't his whole thing is like, the president can't get arrested.
Yeah, he's an idiot for that. It's like, if the president shot someone, he'd get arrested.
I'm a golden guy.
There's been a lot of talk of like, once he's done being president, that they would like start like all these civil suits or whatever, like just I don't know who exactly what it was, but there's a lot of stuff that he did obviously beforehand that they can press charges for.
Well, I mean, he's already got however many lawsuits going against him, like from like not just companies but like states. Like I'm pretty sure the state of New York is suing him for something, and I don't know if that is still active or if it ended once he got elected. But
it's just, I don't know. It's fascinating. That's all I have to say about Trump in general. But like we talked about this for our couple episodes ago, whenever it was, but just how people can support him. I don't know.
It's kind of
to each their own.
Like, so I will say, like when he
he
was first running, before he had a chance to prove everyone right about how stupid he is, it's like there were moments where it's like, okay, yeah, if you want to vote for him because he's an idiot, but you're going to vote Republican regardless. But now it's a point where it's like he's actively like hurting other people that like are essentially not Republican, like whether they're Democrat or not. If they don't support him, then he hates them and he'll do everything in his power to do terrible things. Or if they're just not American, he'll go out of his way, whatever that means to.
Do you think he'll win?
I don't know.
My answer is
there's a chance, and that's the worst.
Yeah,
part.
I didn't think he would win the last one. But then again, I feel like
proved us wrong.
Yeah, the Democrats didn't have the best choice.
They really fucked the whole party.
And I'm gonna be completely honest. It really depends on who gets the represents the Democratic Party, because at this point, I think Biden is leading, but I don't feel comfortable Biden.
Biden is leading in the polls. Last I checked. Yeah, but
apparently,
my God,
statistics, or I don't know. I was just talking to someone about that recently. They were talking about how like he has a trend of going down though. Like his numbers are going down.
Have you been paying attention to him?
Yeah,
he's ruining his own campaign.
He is. And I was like, when it all was announced, I was like, oh, I actually would support him because I liked him when he was with Obama. But then the more and more I heard about him, I'm just like, nope.
Yeah, no. Did you hear what he just slipped up on in the last few days?
I didn't, because I just sometimes I need like a mental break from all the political stuff that's going on. I just need to like refresh and not. I need to look up memes. Yeah, you know what I mean.
So it's a good one because it was a very, very interesting slip up. He was given a speech about education and how poor states with like poor monetary poor education, how we need to do something about that and all that. And he was talking to a group of people, and he's like, not many people think, whatever, but it's true that poor kids are just as smart and as creative as white kids. And he's like, as wealthy kids. And then he like doubled down. He's like, as wealthy, as Asian, as black, and all that stuff. And he's like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh my God. Like, he had that, like, if you watch the video, you can see where it clicked in his mind. He's like, oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well,
but maybe that's not going to affect his campaign at all. Who knows?
You never know.
Yeah.
Somebody did say if I went and shot some guy in the middle of the street, my poll numbers wouldn't go down.
Yeah.
So
it's bad stuff.
I don't know. With that, I guess who could I personally could see I would either support like Elizabeth Warren or like Bernie to hopefully get the bid either one.
Yeah, I mean, if it were between those two, I'd prefer Bernie, but
Yeah,
just because Bernie's one of the candidates that
he was just in Iowa yesterday.
Yeah. There are a lot of them coming to
Yeah.
Iowa, and they'll be here. I
Next year.
think Booker was just here a little while ago,
Yeah.
but Bernie's like the one whose like campaign strategy has been the same for the last 8 years or 4 years, whatever. And it's like you can fact check his stuff. Like he'll say something about what he voted on in the 60s or something, and you can go back and it's like, oh, he actually did that. Like his campaigns aren't, or his policies aren't perfect, but at least he's straightforward with all of them.
Yeah, and I love when people on my Facebook feed from here, specifically like when he was here in Davenport, like, what was it, months ago? I don't know how long ago it was, but like they were posting about it. It's like, look at this crazy. He's talking about socialism. Socialism is awful for the society. And I'm just like, shut up. Read a book. Like,
yeah, and people don't know what socialism is.
They don't. Yeah, and he's not like, yes, he has socialistic like ideas, but like I don't think he's 110% going that route. You know what I mean? He's like more of a moderate socialist, correct? If I'm right.
I mean, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
To make it simple.
Yeah. So it's just, I don't know. At this point, obviously, I'm going to vote for whoever gets that ticket because I don't know. I'm not going to support that. And obviously, voting third party is not going to get us anywhere.
No, yeah, that's the thing that sucks about it is like you can.
It sucks. I would love for a third party to be able to.
Like you can make it a point and be like, I'm voting for who I want to be president, not who I think has the best chance of winning.
Yeah.
And then your vote essentially doesn't matter because no one. Yeah.
Because it kind of hurt the last election.
Well, what hurt the last election was people thinking Trump was going to win, so they didn't bother voting.
Yeah.
Because they're like, I don't like Hillary because of what I've heard on the news. What? Did you not vote?
What?
What are you pointing at?
No one. Continue.
I voted.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Did you vote?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had to do an absentee though because I was in Florida.
I did that too, but yeah.
I went. I mean, I had to. It's just like this.
I know a lot of people that didn't.
Yeah.
So I know Paulo didn't.
Yeah.
And he's like the biggest Bernie head and like hates Trump more than anything.
Yeah, and that's exactly.
But that's what I mean. Like there's so
I
many
understand,
people.
like you not liking the figurehead.
Yeah.
But it's a team sport.
Yeah.
So
it's
you
like
vote for your team.
Yeah, and that's the thing with the like Republican supporters is they tend to be the ones that actually go vote because they want Trump or whoever the Republican candidate is. That's who they want to win, so they're going to make sure it happens.
Yep.
Well, like statistically, a lot of Democrat supporters don't vote because they tend to be younger, so they think that voting doesn't matter.
But was it the primary or what was it? The last election was last year, like the
That
midway.
would have been for like the House and stuff.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been a presidential.
They had a big turnout for younger people.
Yeah,
and a lot of states went blue, like or not states, but like districts.
Yeah,
which is nuts and awesome because
people are starting to understand. It's like we actually have to do something.
Which they took back the House, so I think it's a blue House and a red Senate, correct, or Congress. What am I saying? Yes. Yeah. So I think it's coming. I think a lot of people are upset, rightfully so.
I think if we got rid of the Electoral College, people would be a lot more apt to vote.
Yes,
because that's like one thing. That is like even if you don't understand what that is, you hear it and you think, oh, it doesn't matter because if like Iowa, if
how many points do we have?
Not a whole.
A lot. It's like 18.
I don't even know, but
not
like
even that.
Yeah, but if they get like California, Texas, New York, like stuff with a lot of, it's like if they win, it doesn't matter if I vote or not
because Texas is going to be red. That's typical. When was the last time it was blue?
I don't know because there's a lot. There's a surprising amount of districts in Texas.
Yeah, and they get
blue.
Yeah,
that maybe they'll take over because now with all the
because she won the popular vote.
Oh, Clinton, yeah, last year or last election, yeah,
and then obviously,
that's the thing that happens a lot too, because like when
Bush
won, he lost the popular.
But was that against Al Gore or?
Yeah, it was against Al Gore, and then the second one.
It's John Kerry, wasn't it?
Yeah, or was John Kerry the first one? Either way,
no, I thought John Kerry. Oh yeah, you're right. I'm thinking about John
McCain.
Yeah,
that was Obama.
Yeah. And then Mitt Romney was it.
Obama won it all. Obama won the popular and the
hands down.
I miss him.
That's another thing. What I don't really like about Biden is that before he officially announced his campaign, he was like on a bunch of talk shows, and he's like, "I'm not going to use Obama's name to get recognition. I'm not going to use like my time working with him to like win people over." he starts his campaign, like the first thing he does, he'd be like, when I was working with Obama, it's like in the Obama administration, I did this and that. It's like, what? It's like, yes, use that because that's like you're kind of ace in the hole, yeah. But don't say you're not going to and then immediately do it. Like one of the first commercials I saw about him was an attack on someone else, or Trump, I guess, and then immediately turned to, it's like Biden, worked with Obama to do this and that.
I love seeing all these other like Democratic people that are running, and they're like the lower tier. Yeah, and I would see their commercials on YouTube, and I'm like, oh, that's cute. You're not gonna get anywhere, but I'm sorry, that's a popularity contest right now.
That author, whatever her name is, the nutso one.
Yeah.
Just like, we have to get rid of this dark energy.
Okay.
Like, cool. Thanks for wasting everyone's time.
Yeah. I don't know. It'd be interesting to have, like, Mayor Pete be one of the Pete. I don't know how to say his last name.
Buttigieg?
Yeah. I don't want to fuck it up. So, him. Be cool to see him get up there. I like Beto, or some things that Beto has said. I'm not 110% on him because I don't know every single
Beto, I don't know. I don't think he has the right experience, just based off what he said in campaigns and that. Yeah.
So it's cool though to see that coming because obviously the next election they're gonna run, and even after that, you
can't run forever. You never know. You need some young blood in there.
Yeah, exactly. So I find it very fascinating that there's a nice wave of younger, representatives.
How old is AOC?
Yeah,
28 maybe.
Maybe
early 30s.
They love ripping into her.
Easy ass. She does take it. She's gonna burn out hard. I'm kind of worried because she does so much right now, and it's like she's still in her first or maybe second year.
I love how she smacks him back though. She's just like,
she tells a lot. She got death threats the other week.
That's not surprising. Cool. Yeah, it's kind of true that a lot of Republicans are. Sorry, not a lot of Republicans, but some people.
Every single Republican out there.
Some people find it intimidating that, there's a strong, outspoken woman who's, telling them how it is. And so, therefore, she's a bitch or whatever they say to. You know what I mean? Like, that's what they paint her as.
Yeah.
So, if they're a strong, independent woman who, has something to say.
Don't need no man.
That's what I mean. And I think I don't know. That's the same people who got upset about Captain Marvel, like, being a woman. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, it's whatever. Because they got all upset. Was it a viewing in New York where they had like an only women viewing of?
Oh, people are like, "Where's the only man viewing?
Like, who cares?
Or only male viewing?"
That was the Alamo Draft House in Texas.
Yep.
And they're doing
only
clown viewing for It Chapter 2.
A lot of people are like, "Oh, there's all the people complaining about the Captain Marvel." See, you get your own theater, so that's funny as hell. But that's what I mean. It's just the same people who are just scared.
They're
sexist men.
So what's the term?
Tiny.
Essentially, that's kind of the brunt of it, yeah.
But hey, to each their own. They can drive their big trucks and listen to Kid Rock all they want. Speaking of Kid Rock, did you guys hear about Kid Rock?
No.
I think Taylor Swift said something about being Democrat, and he went into it like the only reason that she's being Democratic so she can get in Hollywood movies. All started like
what?
Yeah,
she's not wrong.
So people are going at Kid Rock at him because apparently he's a piece of shit, which I could have told you that. But
yeah, you ever see like a celebrity endorse someone that you didn't expect, and you're like, oh, like I can't think of any.
Chuck Norris and Mike Huckabee, and that made me lose all respect for Chuck Norris.
Yeah, like stuff like that. Like if like
Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, well, I mean, is that a surprise?
Yeah, I don't blame him for that.
Yeah, but like if I don't know, like if Tom Cruise or something came out and like openly just funded or supported Trump or something, I'd be like, okay, well, let's.
Did you hear about the owner of the Miami Dolphins? He's throwing like a benefit for like Trump's campaign, basically.
Yeah.
And it's like a special luncheon. You get dinner, and then you get to take a picture with Trump, and you get to be a part of like this open forum and ask him a question, and it's like $250,000 for a ticket.
Yeah, I heard that.
I'm really good. You have to pay me to go near him.
And so people were trying to like, some of the players on the team were like, "Hey, I don't like that shit."
I'm good.
Yeah.
what was I gonna say?
I love when like these teams, like the women's soccer team and all that, like win, or the whatever NBA team wins something,
and they're like, we're not going to the White House.
Yeah, they're like, no, we're gonna go. And which team was it where like Obama? They said like if Obama invited us to his house, we'd go.
I think it was the soccer team.
Was it? I don't remember.
I think it was because exclusive. I can't remember her name, but exclusively like the older, not old. She is older.
Like the main
captain.
One of the captains. Yeah, I think she's one of the oldest ones to do something like something with goal related, where she was always will score how many goals at a certain age. But she exclusively called out Trump, and then Trump called her out because obviously Trump calls out anybody.
Yeah. It's his presidential duty.
But I think she's the one that's like saying like we would go if Obama was there.
I wonder what it's like for teams, who aren't all in unison. I'm pretty sure that's happened before.
Yeah, let's see with the Eagles. A lot of the Eagles players didn't go, but some of them, a lot of the white ones did.
Yeah.
Not all white guys, but like, there's a handful of them. I think I'm just blanket statement to everybody right now. But yeah, how do you, I know how you feel about it, but how do you feel about endorsing when it comes to like Kanye West endorsing Trump?
That's one of those, like, you have the right and opportunity to endorse whoever you want.
Yeah.
Just don't expect or don't get mad at any blowback or fallout if you endorse someone that your audience doesn't like. That's don't endorse Trump and then call your audience out for calling you out.
And then go on a weird tangent in front of Trump with a bunch of like, you remember that when he was in the White House and he was just going at it, like showing him stuff on his phone.
Kanye's crazy. He's a different kind of beast.
He's not.
I appreciate his music. I think he's a wonderful artist, probably one of the best when it comes to the rap game, but he's a nut. How do you feel about it, Bundy?
I mean, I don't think he's been in a right mindset for like a while. Years.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, it's always been his brand to be just like counter everything. Like,
didn't he also say like racism or slavery was a choice?
Yeah,
Kanye said that.
I think something along the lines of that, right?
Yeah, I mean, he didn't outright say that, and I don't think he meant that either. But the way that he worded it, it was kind of like Joe Biden.
Yeah,
like, he didn't mean that.
I was like,
just the way he said it was what the fuck are you?
Yeah, because I didn't hear that quote until just now, but from me hearing it,
until you just said it,
for me to. It would depend on which side he's talking about. Like, if he's talking about slave owners and then said slavery was a choice, it's like, that makes sense because it was their choice to buy slaves.
Yeah.
But if he was like, oh, black people being slaves was a choice, it's like, well, that's
said
not
something
right.
along the lines. And I can see where he was, like, tripping up, but at the same time, it's like, just shut the fuck up. Like, just don't say anything sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, I love...
But, I mean, that's the thing is he's always had a platform. Like, since George Bush doesn't care about black people, the media has always looked to him for his perspective on everything. And so he's always given it, I mean, I don't know where his feelings come from or what kind of mindset he's in, but he's always spoke his mind.
Yeah. What do you think is causing Kanye West to be crazy? You think he's just intentionally... and like he's purposely trying to be nuts, or it's just something that's causing it?
No,
like
he's probably got something going on.
I think he might really have a mental disability.
He probably is. Yeah. Isn't one of his albums like "I'm bipolar" or something like that?
Yeah, I mean he kind of alluded to that, but I mean,
I don't know. I'm fascinated by that and who
I was
he
just
is.
I was just surprised why Trump of all Republican parties, like, and then Trump is like the last person I would expect.
And I heard later that he kind of changed his mind, didn't he? Like he was like, I don't support him anymore. Someone's stupid.
He's still.
Are you still on that train?
As far as I know.
Yeah, he hasn't been really in the public eye for a minute now.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's like of all of the political candidates, like. Yeah, go endorse Hillary. It's like, oh yeah, well that makes sense. Whatever. But like to endorse Trump, like. I mean, how many celebrities were out there, like, really backing Trump? Like Kanye was.
Yeah.
Not many.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I think it's just a point of being, like, he's so anti-everybody. Yeah. Or anti...
To each his own.
Yeah.
But, he's nuts. On that note, how do you guys feel about Walmart recently? Or have you heard about Walmart?
With, like, the video games and stuff? Yeah. I think that's pretty fucking funny.
What happened?
So...
I don't think it's true.
Yeah,
at all,
obviously, there's been some shootings in the last.
You think?
There's actually been some shootings since this podcast started recording.
We had 3 in 24 hours.
Thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That specific time frame where it was one in Chicago, Ohio, and Texas.
Yeah.
So
you said Chicago.
So what we're referring to is the Texas Walmart. So obviously someone came in, shot up the place, and now a lot of people, for some strange, stupid ass reason, are blaming video games. For the reason for all this bullshit.
It's the easiest scapegoat for news stations politicians.
It's infuriating to hear because it bothers me so fucking much. It's like that is like the easiest cop out ever to blame it on something, and I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like when it comes to certain, I don't know, political parties, they like to blame everything on anything but the initial issue that's causing it.
Yeah.
So with that, Walmart now is not going to be promoting all their quote-unquote violent games, but will still continue to sell guns and whatnot. Which is just sounds it is funny because it's like that's ludicrous in general to me, but like why? Like who like you're appealing to, you know, people that probably you support and give money to and yada yada yada, but still it's just dumb to me.
Is it all Walmarts or just that specific?
I think it's Walmart in general.
Oh, okay.
I'm not 100% sure, but
I don't know.
But they're still selling those games? They're just not promoting it?
I think they're selling them.
See, that doesn't make any sense then. Because it's like if you're going to go on the path of blaming video games, then
don't sell them.
Yeah, be like, oh, you have to present an ID saying you're 18 or older to buy any violent games.
And again, I feel like on Walmart's side of things, that's also another cop out.
Yeah,
they you know, you could initially make you can do whatever the hell you want. You're Walmart, first off.
Yeah, you're one of the biggest companies in America.
Yeah, what people are gonna start flushing their fucking guns and make videos like not supporting Walmart and like you stupid idiots. You know, do you remember like the whole Nike debacle thing?
Oh yeah, they
when people try
their shoes and socks.
I saw people trying to flush their fucking shoes. I'm like, you're an idiot. Yeah. First off, second off, you've already supported the company
by buying it.
I'm going on a tirade. I'm done now. Anywho, what's your thoughts?
So yeah, no, like about what you said about addressing the actual problem. I looked up the gun rates, I guess, or ratios, whatever, in countries, and like I mentioned to you guys.
Yeah.
Out of all the study was done in 2017, or the survey, I guess it is, and out of all the countries and places that they surveyed, it was like over 200, and I know there's probably less countries than that, but it was like more than that. The United States is the only one on the planet with more guns than people in the country. Yep. For every 100 people, there are 120 guns in the country, and we have 400 million 393 million unregistered firearms estimated in the country. It's like, and you wonder why the United States is the one with the mass shootings and all that.
Well, the thing is, it's like, yes, like there are violent games out there, going back to that point, but it's like, look at other country stats. Like, those games aren't fucking affecting other countries.
Yeah, look at Japan. They have a much bigger gaming culture than the United States. And how many shootings do they have a year?
Exactly. And that's the point. And that statistic, like, that should just be very valid, like, point for them to, like...
Plus, do they get the same titles that we do? Like,
more or less,
generally speaking? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there are some censorship things with, like, other cultures, but overall, they'll get the same stuff.
Like, for example, Left 4 Dead 2 had to reverse the title because this means
it's like
something else.
Yeah.
It's like a middle finger.
Yeah. And it's weird. In some countries, they have to, like, censor like certain words while we don't, and then like we'll censor nudity while they don't. It's like there's different things, but overall they'll have the same thing. And like with Call of Duty, I think the only countries that will either ban the games or change them is like Germany, because there's a lot of World War II stuff.
I don't know why any other country would want to play a war game that's set in America. It's like
I don't know, but
you're gonna be the bad guy.
Yeah.
Like, oh boy, I can't wait to play the Americans.
Can't wait to
bombing the hell out of my homeland.
Exactly. And it's like they always tag on Call of Duty just because that's like a huge franchise, but there are 1,000 other games that are worse than like Grand Theft Auto, I would guess is way worse than Call of Duty, because it sounds stupid, but at least Call of Duty is about war. Like it's like you're in a situation where gunfire is a thing in the real world, while like Grand Theft Auto, you get out of your car and just shoot some random person in the back of the head, get in and drive away.
Cartoon.
Yeah,
to me it is.
Yeah, but
that's what I mean. It's
like which one feels more like shooting a real person? It's probably like Call of Duty.
Yeah,
because like you're running
I don't know.
there and
it's two different things.
Shit.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
But when they like put like a fucking jetpack on you and do all these weird like robot shit. That to me throws it out.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like my point is like there's 1,000 other violent video games that's not just I'm not defending Call of Duty. I'm saying like other countries have all, like Doom is a huge worldwide game. And it's like that's violent.
That initially sparked the whole connection on why video games are bad, because Columbine, the shooters, like apparently talked about how they played Doom all the time.
Yeah.
Back in 90 whatever.
99.
Yeah. And yeah, it's like other countries play the exact same games we do, and to a bigger degree.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But look at their gun laws; they're different, and that's the thing. The first thing, there's no study that shows that there's a correlation between being violent and playing video games.
Yeah. Well, there are studies that prove it's not. There is no correlation.
Exactly. Like, that's what I mean. There's numerous studies, and that's the most infuriating thing, is that there's proof of this stuff.
Yeah.
And yet they want to do whatever they want and say it's bad for society to play video games. Mm-hmm. And then second off, I don't know where I was going on the second off, but I'm just I'm upset right now.
I saw this meme. It was John Lovitz. He's like peeking out around the corner. It's just a picture. And it said, GameStop on the brink of bankruptcy, hearing that Walmart's not selling video games anymore.
It's funny. I don't know. It's just ludicrous. That's all it is. And I don't get it. And again, that's where I was going with my second point, is that, a lot of people, like, Gavin and I, we can agree on this, but like, we're not trying to take away guns, but like, not your average Joe should have an AK-47.
Exactly.
That's the thing. Yeah. If somebody were to have a handgun compared to like an assault rifle, like, to me, yes, you can still have your guns and whatnot, but stopping somebody with a handgun is probably more. You're going to cause less damage with a handgun than an assault rifle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like mowing down people. Like, because I think the guy in Walmart, he had an AK or of some sort.
Majority of the biggest mass shootings is with automatic or assault rifles, because they can get more shots off, obviously, in less time. Like, if all you have is a handgun, you go and you shoot some plates up, you're going to get, 6 shots off, depending on what gun you have, before someone tackles you to the ground while you're reloading.
The shooter on his Instagram post had a Trump spelled out with guns. And again, they're blaming video games, but they won't blame the president, who's obviously like supporting this.
Yeah.
He won't has he blatantly said it? I was say he won't blatantly say it.
I mean, he's never come out and said I support white supremacy, but he defends them.
Yeah,
when
like
he
Tucker Carlson, if you know who that wonderful person is, he says that white supremacy is made up, and it's just something to divide the country. I'm like, are you fucking stupid?
Yeah,
like,
and Trump, one of his most loved quotes is when this was 2 years ago. He's talking about some white supremacy rally or something like that. He's like, "Oh, there's good people on both sides." It's like, no, there's not.
And then I remember he said, like, I never said that. I'm like, there's video. Yeah, you dummy. Do you not listen to yourself?
I don't think so. He does.
It's just,
if they don't play it on Fox, I don't think he thinks it happened.
Yeah, and I don't know. To just again, we're not trying to take away every single gun from you. We're just saying. I'm just saying there should be stricter laws when it comes down to it, because it's so easy for people to get this stuff, and you shouldn't be able. Why do you need an assault rifle to go hunting? You don't need that.
And I think it's 90% or something of the population in the United States is in agreement that this needs to change, and like assault rifles are bad and all that, but they still don't do anything.
Exactly.
It's like when that many people agree that there's a problem, it's like it's probably time to look into it.
What are we at time?
We got a few minutes left.
Okay.
We're under an hour.
Sweet. I'll cut that part out. Or leave it. I don't care. So, yeah, that's just what's going on. That's my thought, personally. I obviously, we've talked about this, like, just in general for our political episode. But
But it keeps happening, so we keep talking about it.
Yeah, it's going to keep happening.
I'm pretty much numb to it.
Which is the worst part.
Yeah,
me too. I'm like, sucks. It's just another.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
and I feel like that's a lot of response that I hear from like people at work. They talked about it for a minute, and it was like, no.
Nobody batted an eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be a norm.
Yeah, because like in other countries, like when France had their shooting a couple years ago, it was like worldwide thing, and like France was like, this is a major tragedy.
Yeah.
Here, it's like it's a tragedy in the city it happens, and everywhere else
for a week, and then everyone forgets it.
Yeah. And like, what's worse is that, like, I think the Texas one was first, right?
Yep, it was Texas, and then Ohio, and then overnight it was Chicago.
Yeah, so like it happened. It happened in Texas, and everyone, like, it sparked the statement again, and then 6 hours or whatever later, it happened somewhere else, and everyone's like, oh, now we're talking about this one, and then a week later we're like, oh, you remember what happened in Texas?
Yeah. And They didn't really talk a lot about the Chicago one.
Nope.
No.
It went way under everyone's radar.
Yeah. Because I heard about it. I was like, why is no one talking about this?
Yeah, I think it was. I think partly.
I think I know why.
Yeah. So
was it a black guy?
Oh, I
don't know who the shooter was, but
know?
it's Chicago. It's
so
yeah.
Okay.
It's very.
I thought it was just like it was a black guy, so no one's not going to cover
Well, I
it,
think
so.
I think the people who were shot were probably, non-white people, so no one
cares.
Shit. But also, I think part of it might be because I don't think anyone died from it. I think everyone's just hospitalized.
Gotcha.
So
they'll be okay.
Yeah, from what I read, and maybe something happened after they got to the hospital. But when I initially read it, 7 people were shot, and I think at the time I read it, 2 or 3 were pretty much recovered because it was just like flesh wounds.
I saw an article yesterday that somebody stabbed like 2 people.
Yep, I saw that too.
Somebody who's obviously on the specific side was like, oh, so what now? We're gonna ban knives? I'm like, did you hear that he killed 40 people with a knife? No, he killed 2.
That's pretty good.
But you know what I mean? It's just
assassin.
I don't know. Again, like the moment we're like people were like, hey, we should have like stricter like gun laws or like not be so easy to people to get this. They're like, you're trying to take away my Second Amendment right and all this blah 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 bullshit. It's
and
like,
you're stupid. That's not what
listening.
The Second Amendment is even about either.
And that's where I think there's a lot of disconnect between people. And that's obviously you can have your beliefs and whatnot, but like just having an open conversation about shit, I think is like a good starting point. And people just refuse to have that. You know what I mean? They blatantly. Granted, I'm probably at that fault for that too. But where you're so into what your thoughts and beliefs are that you won't listen to anyone else.
You won't change, yeah.
Exactly. But I don't know. I feel like there has to be some sort of middle ground when it comes to that. Yeah. Because we all are Americans, and that's the point. Is like we want to live in a safe, great country.
Ideally, it'd be nice.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to not be the country that people have to question visiting.
Yeah, and I'm proud to be from here. Like I'm not like
you're gonna start singing.
I'm proud to be here. But you know what I mean. I'm proud for a lot of the things that we have here. Like there are a lot of great things about being here, but there's a lot of shitty things too. And I think there's a lot of room for improvement, and we can be great.
I mean, I don't think any of us have ever lived in a different country for a long period of time.
That's what I mean.
No.
So I wonder if, living here is really all that much better than living in somewhere else.
Not like Britain or anything, or like places on a comparable level to us, like Canada, Britain. They're pretty much anywhere in like the UK. It's like it's probably worse, if not as good. Like it's probably on par with stuff because like. Whenever someone says it's like I'm proud to live in America compared to like North Korea, it's like, well, no shit. It's North Korea is a terrible place to live.
There's other countries. So that's another thing. Like, yes, I'm proud where we're from, but like, there's a lot of people like, well, we're like the only country with freedom of speech. I'm like, are you sure about that? There's a lot of countries. Like, what is
freedom of speech really that important?
Yeah, it doesn't matter anymore. Like, yes, you can say whatever you want to an extent, and then until you're, I don't know.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Gay marriage. I was thinking about this the other day. How long have we had that?
Nobody should get married. Since 2013.
Yeah, isn't that nuts?
Yeah.
Like thinking about it,
there's still a lot of countries that don't.
And there's still states that don't like it.
Yeah.
They have to allow it, but they don't want it.
Yeah. That's nuts.
Because there may be Mississippi. Maybe they don't allow it.
Whatever that state, that cake lady state, wherever that was.
Yeah,
where she would refuse to make a gay cake, so she was praised as a hero.
Someone in Ireland did that in the last few years too, and they made like international news.
That passed in Ireland too.
Yeah,
that they can get gay married there.
Get gay married.
You can get gay married. But I mean, for as progressive as we think we are, I don't know if we are really all that much. Because I mean, that's happened in our lifetime. What else has happened in our lifetime?
Oh man.
Like just changes,
just
like progressive changes of sorts.
Well, there were abortion laws that were, allowing people to make choices,
and
then they don't.
Yeah.
So it's like that's probably going to reverse back in the next few years.
Yeah, if Democratic candidate wins, I think that'll be something that they try reversing.
I don't know if it'll be top priority because I think for most people
each state can do whatever they want. So to an extent,
I mean, I think that's one of the things that's
stupid
like
too.
Pretty easy that like. Most people are in agreement that like, hey, we can just write this off. Like, you should be able to do with it whatever you want with your stuff.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same argument with the gun thing. How people are like, well, if we ban guns, people are still going to get them. Same with abortions.
That's stupid.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Maybe, but that's not the point. The point is trying to.
Why?
No one's arguing that people who shouldn't get or illegal sales.
It's still going to happen.
Should happen.
Yes, it's we shouldn't make it so easy.
Yeah,
for people.
We shouldn't. You can I can guarantee you the three of us could go to Walmart right now and come back in an hour with guns.
And we just did. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Yeah. We are now proud
it's like
gun
it shouldn't be that easy. Like I think if you're gonna allow sales of guns, you should have have to have like a permit or a license or something to just own guns, whether you're concealed carrying or not. And you should have to take some kind of exam, like a test, like a firearms test or something.
Didn't they change something after somebody tried to shoot Reagan? There was a waiting period from you have to.
It was 72 hours or something like that. I thought
it was 7 days.
Oh, maybe it is. Yeah.
I don't know if that's still in effect or not.
I think it is. It's one of those I don't remember the actual term, but I always hear it referred to as a cooling off period.
Yeah.
So they try to prevent people from getting mad, going to buy a gun, and then come back. So maybe we can't do it in an hour. I was exaggerating, but the point is that it's not difficult to do. If we wanted to go buy a handgun or a rifle, it's I don't have to say no, I want to prove a point, or I want to go hunting, or I just want it for show. It's I just want a gun. Here's $200 or whatever they cost.
I think next week we should talk about Iowa tropes. I don't know. I just thought about that because you said hunting, and I watched a video. There was hunting and hunting. You know what I mean? How we say hunting here.
I don't think anybody at this table participates in Iowa tropes, though.
But I want to talk about it.
Oh yeah.
Have any of you similar? I'm merging the two thoughts. Have any of you actually fired a gun, an actual real gun?
Oh fuck, yes. It's scary.
I've never touched. Really? I've never even touched a real gun.
I did.
Lordy.
The first time it was.
And I don't intend to.
First time it was scary. The second time I was shooting a shotgun. I'm like, this is awesome. But at the same time, I was like, I shouldn't be doing this because just the thought of it, this little thing in my hand or big thing for that matter, because you can literally point it at someone and just end their life.
You can move the 3 muscles in your finger that cause it to contract.
You can cause someone to stop breathing, and that's just weird to me. You know what I mean? I overthink everything, but
I read this I don't know if it's a study or just a article or something, but they were talking about how much a shooting can affect people even if you don't die. It's if you get if something near you gets shot, a metal plate or something, and the shrapnel gets embedded into your leg, it's you didn't technically get shot, you didn't die, you're not one of the statistics, but it's you might be able to walk for 6 years or something like that. Not to mention
the mental damage.
Yeah, exactly. A few years ago at in Las Vegas, it's how many hundreds of people were there, and not even including the ones that got shot. It's those people are going to be terrified to go anywhere.
Be in a crowd again.
That
real quick. Me and Valoria for Valentine's Day this past year, she found a Groupon for this shooting range, so that's what we went and did for our little, couples day.
I remember. Yeah, you already told me about that.
Oh my god, we just shot. It was a Glock.
Okay.
So it's it's a pretty decent sized handgun.
It's got a kickback.
But oh my god, it's so scary, dude. It's unbelievably scary because it's not I've only shot a fucking super soaker or a those little airsoft guns that I hit you with.
Oh, in my eye? Yeah.
But this is it's actually really, really tough to pull the trigger.
Oh, really?
You're actually using a decent amount of your finger strength. Huh. But man, it's it's louder than any firework or anything.
Oh, yeah. It's an explosion going off 6 inches from your face.
I think I shot one and the shell, because they make you wear earmuffs and goggles. Mm-hmm. But I think one came back and hit me in the head, and I just that brief second of the shell being on my head, I could feel how hot it was. Oh yeah, I was like, whoa, this is intense.
Yeah. I appreciate guns for what they are, the engineering that goes into them, and how they work and that. But there's no reason that anyone should be able to handle that much power.
Yeah, no.
I don't know. It's a topic. It is a big topic right now, and there's no easy solution to it. I'm not going to say it's that easy.
Yeah, I mean, obviously in the most ideal perfect solution would just all guns just vanish from the planet. So it's then we have but obviously then you get the argument that's people are going to find another way. They're going to make bows and arrows and stuff. It's okay, that's not where
how many people can you take out with a bow and arrow? compared to like an assault rifle.
Oh yeah, like
time
one.
Yeah, like there's a mass amount of people. What's like the difference of numbers? Like obviously, the assault rifle you're gonna get a higher body count compared to like shooting a bow and arrow, unless you're Legolas.
You wouldn't hear that coming though. You could.
It could maybe
out.
Maybe it's more dangerous.
If you take out one person, there's gonna be people freaking out. You know what I mean? Someone's gonna see it, and then that's gonna cause people to run away. And then like the accuracy of a bow and arrow, like I don't know. That's just me.
Have you ever seen Brave? Disney's Brave.
I forgot about the part where Merida runs into a crowd of people and starts shooting arrows.
That's in the director's cut.
Yeah. It's like, ooh, whose foot was that?
Oh, mine.
Ooh. But yeah, next week we'll talk about something a little more exciting.
We'll talk about our fixes on other America problems.
Yeah.
We're gonna fix healthcare.
What's it? Oh my God. You need some healthcare fixing, Gavin. Let me tell you.
Go bankrupt.
I'd rather die than be broke.
Yeah. I don't know. So next week we'll talk about, I don't know. I want to talk about Iowa tropes. I think it's just an interesting topic because there might be some people. Obviously, the guy from Australia, the 50-year-old. Remember you were telling me about one of our viewers or listeners on Spotify was from Australia?
Yeah, some random middle-aged woman from Australia.
Maybe they don't know about Iowa, so we're gonna talk about Iowa and talk about some interesting things about our state next week.
I'm trying to think of if there's anything uniquely Iowan.
I think it's
Midwest. I guess Midwest.
The only things I think of ever whenever that gets brought up is like food stuff, like how we call like something like a sloppy Joe. Other people call it something else. So like we call it. Well, do you guys say soda or pop?
I say pop, and I would be made fun of when I went to California.
I don't care.
I say soda.
Yeah. It's flip. Sometimes I'll say soda. Sometimes
because I know that's another one where people mix and like there are some I'll see on Facebook like the 3 times a year I go on Facebook where that'll come up. It's like, oh, you're from the Quad Cities or you're from Iowa if you do this, and it's like I don't know if I do any of that.
Yeah, I don't think I'm.
It's like
stereotypical.
Yeah, like if someone says something like that to me, I'll know what they're talking about, but I don't use that terminology usually.
So yeah, we'll talk about that. Maybe some video game stuff. We haven't talked about video games in a hot minute.
Yeah. Not much has come out recently.
I started playing Apex again.
They stopped selling them, so.
Yeah, Walmart doesn't sell them. I'm playing an ass ton of VR lately. Yeah. Like, I don't think I've played anything other than VR.
We need to play Titanfall this week. We'll talk about that next week. We'll talk a little about
real
people
quick.
who don't know about Titanfall too. But yeah, go on. Sorry.
Real quick, just because it probably doesn't warrant a whole section in next week's.
Yeah.
Ace Combat 6 or 7.
Is it the jet game? Or am I thinking of something else?
Yeah, so Ace Combat is it's like fighter jets, like F-22s and stuff like that. But there's a new one coming out in the next, or maybe it just came out. I think it's Ace Combat 7. I just went and bought that because there's a VR mode in it, and it is insane. Because you put that helmet on, like you just controlling with the controller, but you can get like that flight stick or anything. But it's like the first time you put it on, when you're like doing barrel rolls, you like sit there for a minute, you're like, I'm gonna throw up.
We should do a VR Let's Play.
Okay, we can try. I'd have to bring that shit up to hook up. But
I know. Unless you get a house in the next month or so.
Yeah.
But like in the future, we should.
Yeah.
So, and then I'm gonna work on our theme song.
Yep.
I'm gonna do that.
We'll have a new theme song someday.
What?
You gotta break out the MIDI keyboard.
Hey, it's cool.
Make a lo-fi album, I must.
What does it say again? She broke my heart. Or I'm gonna read it. It's this asshole sent me this, especially with everything going on.
He was like, kept posting snaps of like him on his laptop, like making little MIDI.
Because like I was just messing around. I'm like, oh, this is really cool. It is fun. I like it a lot.
It's cool. And then I just saw this meme, and it just was too topical not to share.
Yeah. Broke my heart. She did. Write a lo-fi indie EP. I must. Well, I was watching the last one. Because I was like, I'm just gonna put it on while I was doing something. Because I just like, I actually like listening to our podcast just to like get some feedback on myself. But like, I was thinking, I was like, oh, we should put like a stock photo of somebody right here. So maybe in the future we'll just put on random images for the people actually watching the YouTube.
Yeah, make more work for me.
It takes 2 seconds.
Since I've been on the podcast, I've stopped listening.
Aw,
I
was our viewer.
Yeah, it's just like, oh wow. I mean, this is funny. Like, I enjoy this, but it's like,
I
don't
listen to all of
this
them.
Conversation.
Yeah, I liked our conversation last week though, because I thought it was
Was it a good one?
It was a good one because we were talking about music and I feel like we talked about a variety of things and it was a good conversation. So I was talking to someone recently, and I was like, "Oh, watch this one," because I just think that, like, they're not bad by any means, but I'm like, I liked this one a lot personally because I thought we had a good conversation about stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, because I edit them, I tend to have to listen to them unless I'm 100% certain there's nothing I need to like edit or cut out or anything. But 99% of the time I listen to it again, and there are times where I'm hearing our conversation and I'm like shaking my head. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I agree. It's like I'm saying it.
God, I'm such a genius. I'm so fucking funny.
Like I'll just be sitting there like,
with myself.
Yeah, I'll be sitting there and then
you got a point, Gabby.
Yeah, like podcast me will say something. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I was just in his room listening to his own voice, just stroking his dick.
I make such a good point.
God, I'm so nuanced, guys.
Yep.
I'm so educated. Cool. Well, thanks for listening.
Yep.
We're gonna go die.
I'm just gonna cut it there.
You're gonna cut it. I was gonna say our names. Okay.
Go for it.
Okay. My name's Justin.
I'm Gavin.
Bundy.
And we'll just see you guys next week. Don't forget to go vote in like
in a few months or a year and like 3 months.
Make sure we send that another reminder.
This is your friendly yearly reminder. Okay, bye.